Charlie, so coming off this loss and being able to bounce back and respond, I mean, I know a lot of people have talked about how y'all did that last year, but how is it kind of different coming into this year with there not being the same type of senior leadership all over the place like there was?
Yeah, I think you can say it's different with, you know, not the senior leadership, but I think we still have leadership on this team, and so in a lot of ways, to me, you know, from the inside, you know, on the team, it is a lot the same as last year. You know, I mean, last year we lost to Auburn, came back and did great. I think to me and the team right now, it kind of feels the same. Like, yeah, we lost to LSU, but I think we're in the same scenario. You know, that we can bounce back even stronger.
As disappointing as it was, what has the chatter been? What has been the talk amongst the team since Saturday?
Just to get back to work and get back to some basics. You know, that we do some fundamentals that we haven't done since camp. You know, and just get back at it and keep working hard for you know, work on ourselves this week, and then you know, slowly get ready for Florida.
What are you hoping to accomplish this bye week?
Just to work on, you know, as offense and defense, as units, as you know, as our own position groups, you know, tight ends, and as an individual, we've all got like our own things we're working on, and so, you know, each day just coming out and working on those specific things that we've been given to work on.
And how do you get ready for such a tough stretch with Florida, Kentucky, and Auburn?
We practice. I mean, that's what we do here at Georgia. We practice hard. You know, 4 days out of the week, and we just get after it to get ready to play.
If you take a look at those running backs that are behind you, Elijah Holyfield had a couple of pretty impressive carries Saturday. So when you see that in the play that he has, what does that show you about the performances he's had? And also, I mean, does it kind of say to y'all that a guy like him could have an impact if he had a higher volume of opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, Elijah had a great game. Everyone saw it. He had really explosive runs running over dudes. But at the same time, I think all of our backs are really, really talented. I think everyone knows that. And honestly, I think we just got to keep repping them all. And I mean, because they're all just super talented and explosive. And we have a really good backfield here in Georgia.
With the pass protection, obviously you're part of that. You know, where do you see that you guys can improve on that? A couple of times with Jake Curry and different things like that. Where do you think you guys can improve in that area?
People are just bringing a lot of weird pressures and blitzes against us, and so it's really probably just, you know, figuring out how to pick it all up, because it's just weird stuff. You know, it's exotic, and you know, we're plenty talented and strong enough to stop your defenses, but it's just figuring out how to, you know, pick up the blitzes and everything correctly.
When did that start?
I don't know. It's kind of going on this year. I didn't recognize much last year. I don't know why. It's just this year's a little more. I don't know, but we've gotten better at it. I think the O-line did really well. Did, you know, for as much as LSU brought, did pretty well picking up a lot of stuff.
I was going to ask you, I mean, you played a lot of wide receiver and safety in high school. How much of adjustment was that for you at the tight end position? I mean, a lot of times you're asked to stand there and block an NFL outside linebacker.
It was tough. I mean, I remember the first week of practice at tight end, how sore my hips were from actually getting in the stance. So that was the first little learning curve there. But it was a lot of fun getting to learn something new, and it was really tough though. It was a whole different skill set, you know, compared to what I did in high school, and so it was hard but fun.
How big of a jump in intensity was last Saturday over the previous 6 games?
What do you mean, just like?
And the intensity, the atmosphere, and the challenge of the opponent.
It was definitely a challenge, and their stadium was rocking, but still, I don't think it was a whole lot different. You know, it's an SEC road game that we've played in hard stuff before. I mean, the Rose Bowl was crazy. I mean, like, but I mean, I don't think that affected us a whole lot as much as we just didn't play our best as a team, and we kind of hurt ourselves. You know.
You don't have a game this Saturday. What are you going to be up to?
I'm actually going home Friday, and then gonna spend some time with my family on Saturday, and then come back and watching a buddy play a concert here in Athens.
Who's it?
His name's Jeb Gibson. He'll play at 40 Watt. He's opening up.
You're gonna be in this Hunt and Stand this weekend?
Sunday morning I will be. Yes.
A lot of concerns come out of that game, whether it's quarterback running the ball, not enough, blocking, defense? How much of it is just because you lost the game? How much of it is stuff that was there, just never kind of manifested itself the first 6 games?
I think a lot of it, I mean, that stuff happens every game, but I think since we lost the game, people like to look at the negative a lot more in losses and stuff. And so, honestly, we didn't, like I said, we didn't play, we hurt ourselves a lot. Like, I mean, we had some really great drives, and we showed who we are, you know what I mean? But then we had some drives where we just plumb shot ourselves in the foot. And so, but I think when you have a loss, I think people like to pick out the negatives. And so, we just have to focus on the positive and keep on rolling from that and keep working hard.
Going back to his point about how this year could be different in terms of the loss of the Auburn game and this game, well, one thing that is different is that it's earlier on in the season, it's a midpoint, and then the next game is before. Is there any, like, I guess, extra motivation knowing that, you know, it's a big rivalry game that you're going to have to bounce back and get a win?
Yeah, definitely. I think like you said, having this loss earlier in the season, because Auburn was like 3rd game in the season. It was a lot later in the season, so I definitely think having this, you know, this kind of crossroads turning point happen a little earlier in the season will be good for us to really, like, you know, work even harder for the next game and realize how big of a game this is against Florida, because I think they're a 1-loss SEC as well, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So it's even more important to, you know, prepare for that game.
And then to follow up on that again, I mean, throughout this process of trying to bounce back, who have you seen kind of step up in that locker room? Who have you seen step up and kind of be the most local? I guess.
Local? You know, I would say we've had just some pretty consistent guys throughout the year. I would say Lamont Gallagher has always been very vocal. I would say even Jeremiah Holloman's been stepping up a lot, and Elijah Holyfield. But you know, as a team, we're just trying to, I don't know, just not focus on the negative, and everyone's trying to, you know, step up a little bit, and leaders lead and followers follow. So.
What would you say you learned from the LSU game? Was there something to be learned there? I mean, you take from that?
Yeah, that everything matters. The little things matter. You know, little things is everything, literally everything. I mean, you can't relax. Like, you have to do everything right during practice, off the field, in the locker room, because it all adds up and can, you know, you do one little thing wrong in practice, it'll lead to, you know, a false start or a holding call in the game. And so you want to make sure you're always on your toes, you know.
Were you surprised that Justin didn't get a whole series? That was kind of turning into a lopsided game, and a lot of times that happens. Did you guys need a spark on offense?
Do we need a spark? I honestly wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to that. I was just trying to play my best game and, you know, make sure that I was doing my job.
What's your self-description of your role as a leader? Quiet? You one of the vocal guys?
I'm definitely not. I've never been the most extreme vocal guy, but I definitely try to lead by example, and I've been trying to work on being a little more vocal. It's a little harder for me, but I've been trying.
Is it a good thing that the timing good for this game, for the Florida game? I mean, I know this is a rivalry game. Do you think that they added the, you know, I guess the rivalry aspect is a good thing for you guys to look forward to coming off a loss like this?
So you mean like losing before this big of a game is good?
Well, is it good that this is the next game? I mean, I know it's a bye week and sometimes it can be hard to stay focused, but knowing what's ahead, I just wonder if you think the timing is good for a game of this magnitude.
I don't think it matters, because we really do. We treat every game like a big game. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Austin Peay or Middle Tennessee. I mean, we really do treat every game like a big game, and you know, I guess that is verbatim sometimes, and people don't take it. You know, they kind of say, "Oh, come on, you're just playing so and so this weekend." But we really do try to prepare like we're playing a huge game every week. So you know.
Any big changes at all?
No, I'm not trying to rewrite the book. Just work on things we need to work on.
More questions?